All right, hey there, John Odden coming at you from my facility in Powered Strength here in Bend, Oregon. I'm here to talk to you about the Mace and some unique attributes and positions that we can utilize the Mace. Give you a little application that you can utilize right away with your clients and understanding some of the science geared a little more towards in-depth personal trainers and strength coaches, physical therapists, as far as the potential along the continuum from rehab to high performance in that spectrum. So we have here is an addict's Mace loaded with about 15 pounds. So fairly heavy weight for a strong guy to start with. I would recommend quite a bit lower, say for ladies, somewhere in just a 5-pound Mace range. And also the length of the handle is going to make a difference. So it's a little bit longer handle than say some of the on-it maces. I do like this a lot, having this pommel on the end and a little thinner handle allows for just some nice natural feel to this. So we're going to start with a movement called the grave digger. And what we're going to do here is start with our Mace. I'm going to slightly offset my feet a little bit. So naturally I'm going to be moving out of just this typical sagittal plane of motion, get some frontal plane and transverse plane. So basically we're just allowing our bodies to train out of a normal groove that we're kind of stuck in, especially in the gym. Another term, more in the clinical terms and neurological patterns, is a D1 and D2 pattern. It's cross-body kind of X. So that's another unique term you can use or way that you can think about this pattern too. So what we want is arms fairly long. We say more straight than bent. We have a little bit of a bend to it. We don't need to be moving like a total robot, but generally we want to be more of a straight arm and fairly neutral with our back, a natural position for our back. So we don't want to rotate, especially if we flex and rotate. That's something we really want to avoid. So we want to be in this neutral position, pushing our hips back. If you're familiar with a kettlebell windmill, it's a lot like that. If I'm doing this pattern, it's a lot like my windmill position. Actually, right here, sorry. This windmill position here. So what I'm doing is holding this Mace at the end in this pommel area, and I'm going to grip it just slightly below this end weight position here. So coming across my body, I'm going to come up and across. Again, focusing on more straight arm. Almost the starting position here is like I'm shoveling something. I'm going to throw a shovel, a load of dirt or something with a shovel, okay? So I'm coming across my body here. I can bend my knees, you see from this angle. I'm using a little bit of a hip hinge. I'll show you my right side. Turn my feet a little bit, especially this outer foot here. I'm on a little bit of an angle, again, offset. What we can think about is also being in a hallway right here. So we want to stay narrow. We don't want to put the Mace way out here or way behind us. Again, so we don't want to twist too much of this pattern going in here. We still want to keep our cylinder, keep our core in this neutral position. So we're really pushing back at our hips, bending the legs a little bit, kind of offsetting that load right here. So breathing wise, let's talk about that for a second. We want to be exhaling. We can call this a biomechanical breathing match. So basically, as we come down, we're breathing in. It's nice and slow, into the nose, as we come up. So into the nose. So talking specifically about this continuum that I mentioned, from somebody coming out of a rehab situation for, it could be low back, maybe shoulders, neck, it can be a great tool if utilized correctly at the later phases of rehab, or say a client comes into you, they're cleared from the physical therapist to start training with you. Once they've developed a good overhead position, say with pressing and other mechanics, they can do a squat, they can do a hinge. There's no reason they can't use a lightweight and start to do some of this offset range of motion here. So again, starting with a very light weight and more high reps, slow positions here to maintain that. Good breathing mechanics as well. So somewhere in the range of 10 to 15 reps. And nice and slow, methodical, working through a little faster pace, maybe in the 10 rep range, and then they can start to load this and go quite a bit faster. So somebody more on the performance end of the spectrum could really load this up. Say somebody like myself as a Highland Games athlete developing a lot of that power potential or somewhere linkage between the gym and the field, really for any athlete, because it does involve all three planes of motion uniquely. So you're not just stuck in that gym kind of box like I mentioned. So there again, there's some nice attributes of the grave digger and some application for you.